The South African Police Force and its Special Task Force on Crime Intelligence. They worked hand in glove with London's Metropolitan Police and their Counter-Terrorism Command, and with America's FBI and even the South African Air Force. And all these agencies, they came together here to try to get one 64-year-old South African man into this court today to hear some pretty hefty charges. First and foremost among them, engaging in terrorist activities. Now that charge alone could carry a life sentence, and that's before the other charges, which include fraud and money laundering and extortion. Now, one interesting giveaway in that long list of law enforcement agencies involved in this arrest was the apparent role played by the South African Police Veterinary Services, because Mr. Roach's alleged weapon of choice was not a dirty bomb, but products contaminated with foot and mouth disease. Mr. Roach was taken into this court this morning following his arrest on Saturday after he'd allegedly been waiting to pick up some of the £3 million worth of Krugerrands he'd been trying to extort. And after today's hearing, the spokesman for the prosecution made a rather interesting statement.
We have not been able to establish a motive, but indications are that he is fighting a cause of the farmers in Zimbabwe that were allegedly dispossessed of their farms and all that. He feels that the UK authorities and the USA did not do enough to salvage that situation.
These court documents then suggesting that the alleged threats from Mr. Roach were made with the sole purpose of extracting or securing compensation for some of the 2,000 or so white farmers who've been turfed off their land in neighbouring Zimbabwe by the President Robert Mugabe's rather chaotic and violent land reform programme there. And it seems that Mr. Roach blamed the British government as well for their failure, as he sees it, to deliver on promises made for compensation. But he too would have found it hard, it seems, to deliver on his threats, because this charge sheet says that he was not actually in possession of foot and mouth disease contaminated product, and nor did he have plans to, or the expertise or resources to cause an outbreak of foot and mouth disease in the United Kingdom. The charges are very serious though, and he will be back in Alexandra Magistrates Court on Friday for a bail hearing.
2 British soldiers have died in what appears to have been a fire at Camp Bastion, the main British base in Afghanistan. Both men were serving with the Raw Logistics Corps. A Ministry of Defence statement said the deaths were not thought to be a result of enemy action. Their families have been informed. And in the last few minutes, the Ministry of Defence has said another British serviceman has been killed in Afghanistan. The soldier who was serving with 2nd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, was caught in an explosion near the Nahar-e-Sarraj district of Helmand province. His family have been informed. An Al-Qaeda supergrass who ran a training camp attended by the man behind the July 7th London bombings has been released from prison. It's emerged that the US authorities freed Mohammed Junaid Babar in December. He had served 4.5 years of a potential 70-year sentence for terrorism, but had turned informant and helped convict a number of extremists in 3 British trials, including those accused of plotting to blow up Blue Water and the Ministry of Sound nightclub. The 7-day hunt for Raoul Moat cost more than £1.4 million. The operation to find Moat, who'd shot his ex-girlfriend after killing her new boyfriend and blinding an unarmed police officer, was mounted by Northumbria Police. The operation included officers from 18 forces and was one of the largest ever undertaken in this country. Northumbria Police said the figure could still rise because of ongoing proceedings. 2 men are on trial at Newcastle Crown Court accused of assisting Moat, though they deny all charges. A man who nearly died during an operation to donate a kidney to his father has won over £6.5 million in damages. The 39-year-old donor, who hasn't been named, had the operation in 2008 at Portsmouth's Queen Alexandra Hospital. He later needed a transplant from his sister after suffering left kidney failure while donating his right kidney. Portsmouth Hospital Trust said it had investigated the operation. It said there was a unique set of unfortunate circumstances.